If you lived in the UK between 1980 and 1996 during the mad cow epidemic, you, as a precautionary measure, are prohibited from donating blood here in Ireland. That is, until today. I'm joined by Dr. Stephen Field, the Medical and Scientific Director of the Irish Blood Transfusion Service, to tell us more. What has changed today?
Well, we've had an opportunity to look at the science since then, and we have looked at the risk, and the risk is actually infinitesimally tiny. So the chances of actually transmitting this disease in blood is very, very, very small indeed. It's not absent, but it's very small.
Great. And so today, though, if you want to donate blood, where do you go? What do you do?
You need to go to any one of our clinics. First of all, look on the website and see if you're eligible. You still need to make sure you fit all the health criteria.
And if they have any questions, do you encourage people to come on in case they think, well, I might meet all of these requirements, but maybe there's one? Or do you say, err on the side of caution and don't come in? What do you say?
No, I think we would rather people actually either phoned us.
Okay.
We actually have telephone numbers on the website as well, and ask the questions.
Great.
And then made themselves an appointment to come into one of our clinics.
How big of a difference will it make for Ireland's blood supply by lifting this ban?
It means that we will have a whole lot more eligible donors. We lost 9,000 or so donors at the time the ban was put in place, and a good number of people will now become eligible, and that will increase our blood supply between 5 and 10%. And more particularly, it'll make some of the rarer blood groups that we are often short of more available. We're often short of O-negative blood, which is the universal donor, and to have more people available to create a good supply of this would actually be very good.
What happened in the first place? Why was the ban put in place?
Right, let's take ourselves a little bit further back. As many people will recall, there was an epidemic of a disease called mad cow disease.
Mm-hmm.
It's scientifically bovine spongiform encephalopathy, or BSE.
Easy for you to say.
This was a disease which was actually introduced into the cattle in the UK through the use of animal feeds which contained the meat and fats which had been rendered from other animal species. So there was a species barrier cross of a known disease called scrapian sheep. And that created a problem in the cattle, and then people eating the contaminated meat from the cattle created the variant vCJD, or variant Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, in humans.
So there was a ban in place to prevent people from donating blood who had been living in areas that had been contaminated with the vCJD. But wasn't there a test so you could just determine if a person had had it or not before they gave blood?
Unlike all the other diseases transmitted by blood, this is not a bacteria or a virus or a parasite, which is easy to test for. This is an abnormal kind of protein called a prion.
Wow.
And there has been a test device, but it's simply not suitable for mass screening of blood donors.
And so therefore a blanket precautionary measure to just prohibit anybody who might have been in the vicinity during that time when it was an epidemic.
Absolutely.
There was a blanket ban, but now it's been lifted. If you were living in those areas, are you free to come and give your blood now, or are there a couple more precautions they should need to be clear on?
Yeah, there are still a few things which we would still have to defer. If anybody had had brain or spinal surgery, for example, because of the high concentration of the protein responsible in those tissues, they would not be able to donate for that reason. And the other reason is if they'd had a blood transfusion in the UK or in Ireland, they still would not be able to donate.
And as for mad cow disease itself, are we 30 years later at risk still?
From mad cow disease, from the veterinarian side, it's non-existent in Ireland at the moment.
A remarkable increase, a remarkable opportunity. Dr. Stephen Field, thank you very much for this. If you have been previously banned, now is the opportunity for you to come and donate and help save lives.
Absolutely, and we welcome those individuals into our donor clinics.